Hello.
I love how you're the easy listening guy. That's what it is. I love it. You're like 107.5.
So, Green Room, episode 12.
Yeah, right. Dose, dude. Because I think this is cool. You know why? It's another 12.
I like 12. 12 is good.
That was your number, right?
Well, that was the number I pulled out for the
marker.
So, but
now we get to do it again.
Technically speaking, this is a bonus 12 because
it's the echo.
Yeah. Except this is the echo that comes before the episode because this is going to precede
number 12.
Nope.
Precede.
This episode precedes the following number because this one came.
Dude, I totally got Sesame Street. This next episode is brought to you by the number 13. Because that's what you're talking about. I'm telling you 13. That's coming up after this. Yeah.
Yeah,
this is the pre-show to the 13th, which is number 12.
Which you made some mention about wanting to take over, at least in portion. So.
What? No, it wasn't I wanted to take over. That's not what I stated. I may have implied.
I'm sorry, it was an implication.
Yeah, that's what. My the way I expressed it may have implied that to you. So that's but that's on both of us. It is. It's how I said it and how you took it. That's no big deal. It's just psychology. We know this at this point. But yeah, 13. Like I said to you, I was like, 12 was like your episode. I was like 13. This one's mine. And that's all I did. And I pointed like down, like it was like this is mine right here. Like I'm claiming this right here in front of me. And that was all I did. So it wasn't so much that it's like I'm gonna take over, as it was like yours was that marker. I'm kind of like Babe Ruth in it, I guess. I'm calling it out. 13's my favorite number. It's like my lucky number.
So I have to ask. Well, I got you on the spot though. I mean, what it is about like 13 that?
So here's. My life has been filled with, as far as I can tell, because I'm a pattern guy, right? This is the thing I do. This is like my God-given gift. Besides being, loving, respectful, trying to always be like, this positive person. Like that's, being love is like my thing. On top of that, I do pattern recognition. That's my brain. Just like this is what it does. I'm built for this. I have a logic machine, and I use it as such. I've always noticed throughout my entire life that it's just been filled with like irony. Like whatever it's supposed to be, I am not. I'm aware of it at this point. Black cats are dope. I'll walk under ladders. I'll step on cracks. 13's my favorite number. Like I'll break all of that stuff, and it's just like la la. I'm like Opie skipping down down to the lake or creek or whatever. Just 13's been my thing. I also like the Raiders. Yeah, talk about that. I don't care.
I didn't know if there was a specific reference, and it's just funny because it comes to mind now because I just recently took my girls to a museum, and while we're walking through the museum, there's a spot where you pass directly under a scaffold, and I look to my right and I see a trap door. Like the wall on the side of you as you're walking past is the trap door, and I looked over. And you could see the mechanism where it snaps open with, like the whole thing, the mechanics of it underneath, and you walk around the other side, and I went, oh, well, girls, here we are. But anyway, supposedly there used to be 13 steps. I don't know if there was how much truth there was to that, but when you would build a gallows, there was usually 13 steps.
Well, how many cards are in a suit?
Yeah.
So to me, 13's not like a lot of people want to say it's a bad number, but that's programming. So I don't so much believe that 13 is my number because I just believe it. It made sense.
Well, it's 13.
As everybody told me, it's like, oh, this is bad luck, and this is bad luck, and this is bad luck. I'm like, I do that all the time. And retrospect, yeah, did I get my butt kicked a lot? Of course I did, but was that bad luck? Not so much because by the time I left that neighborhood, I had respect. So and I learned what loyalty was. I knew what it was to care about family, whether you're blood or not. What it is to be proud, and I can be a man without being a little bitch about it. I mean, put a fine point on it, but like, dude, I don't have to act tough to be tough. Like, I can be a man, but still cry. I mean, how many times I cried on this show? I don't even, you know what I mean? I can't count that high, and I'm pretty smart.
Well, I don't think that's necessarily what defines you as being. I mean, can you keep it together and provide for those who care for you, and still maintain your S when all your chips are down. I mean, it's those things. I mean, who cares if you cry? You still putting food on the table. You know, you still providing a roof.
Well, yeah, and that was you saying all that kind of, you know, with what you and I had to deal with just a couple weeks ago, right? In the now. I was in a bad spot, like for real. And you and I took it and turned it into something beautiful. We didn't give up. We didn't like fold. Instead we leaned on each other, sharpened one another, helped one another, and here we are in an even better place. And even happier and better relationships with those around us.
It's so easy to fall prey to that stuff, though. It really is. I mean, it's.
And I think that was my greater point.
Admitting that you can that you can find yourself in that kind of place and still be okay with it the next day. I mean, yeah. Anybody who says otherwise, nah, I'm sorry. Everybody's got to deal with this. It's tough stuff you got to deal with. I mean, there's always tough stuff.
I like the idea. I usually lose sight of sometimes, as we all do, because we get caught up, and that's the problem. Because that was my bigger point: is people. There's plenty of people out there that look at me and they're just like, "Holy crap! How do you do this, and you know what I mean?" Like they're almost enamored by it. Like, like you're just doing it. Like you put it down. But that doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, I'm happy. Just because I'm busy doesn't mean I'm happy. So sometimes people can like make that correlation. Just because you're busy doesn't also mean that you're strong, or you have to be strong. Because we all, like you said, we all have that. Like nobody's perfect. That's kind of the thing about being human, I think, is when the 4 agreements, being impeccable, great, but do your best always. If I'm telling myself, hey, today I only had 20%, that's 100% of what I got, it's 20%, I bang that out, cool, you know? So, to me, that's that idea, the whole, you just have to, it's got to be. You know,
it's that it's not always going to be the best that you can do, but it's the best that you can do today.
Yeah, and again, even the strongest of us, people looking at you like you're this, that, or whatever, you should be looking at yourself like you're this, that, or whatever. But looking at people like us that are trying to basically hold our S together without letting anybody know, there's plenty of us. There really are. So, you know, the Robin Williams things, just because you think they're the funniest, the most got everything together, like they're you know what, they probably don't. Maybe they do, but you should really be working on you. Yeah. I rhymed too. That was
yeah,
dope.
And like I was saying about Jim Carrey, same thing.
Yeah,
I looked into Jim Carrey for a while, and like now that I'm talking about it, and especially after just listening to that in the last episode, that I want to start looking that stuff up again, because he said he stumbles on some really, I mean, the guy's a real smart dude. I mean, you can't get to where he is without being real sharp. And comedy is the hardest thing to wrap your.
I want to say
as an actor, yeah.
I want to say comedy is the most honest thing you can do.
But it's brutal. It's like that thing you were saying about the sad clown, right?
Well, take it beyond that. Like, yeah, okay, sad clown. Like, right, they're they're trying to laugh at themselves. Remember some of the statements I made in past episodes where I literally thanked the universe for the effed up stuff that it did to me, whether I picked it or not, right? Because, depending on what belief system we're in, where it's like you pick everything that you get to do beforehand. Come in, you're just like, I'm going to be a football player and I'm going to make this much money. I'm going to be married 14 times. Like, you literally get to lay out every inch of what you're doing. Or you kind of don't. You're just like, yeah, I'll go back as this, and they wipe your brain kind of thing. So whatever those systems are, when you just got to do the best you can. So as to me, the comedian, they're trying to do that, but like on that honest level, because you're laughing at your pain. Because what else do you got if you can't? Because I said that about the Dogma God, where he's playing skee ball, on the freaking Jersey Shore on the off season all by himself, and just loving every second of it. You gotta do all of that, because then if not, then it's like, I guess the game wins, right, at that point.
Well, I mean, sorry. It's the difficult things in life too that kind of make it what it is, that, when you think along those lines, you realize, not the comedy thing, but like we were saying before, if you chose to put yourself back in the circle of life this time as whatever, you came back as a Philly D this time, that the whole point of it was to lose yourself in playing this role, because like you were saying, on the other side there is no difficulty. Anything you can imagine, anything you need is right there. You are surrounded by love and appreciation, and you are everything. How can you not feel love when you're in touch with everything all at the same time? There's no dividing line between one. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm sorry. You were going to say something.
Well, and that's that. So going back to the whole point of the comedian being impeccable or honest. So, you think like he's dark, she's dark. It's an exploration, right? So they're attempting to be impeccable, which means they have to look inward. Not only do they have to look inward, but they really got to dig deep. Because think about this, the whole sine wave, right? Hill, valley, up, down, you get that, oscillation. You got to do some really dark thinking. Not like you actually have to act on it. Your thought experiments, right? You can do a thought experiment and get really, really deep and dark. But the opposite would be that you can present this amazing, beautiful light. So you got to know what it's not to know what it is. So comedians attempting to be honest, laugh at their pain, because that's what you're doing at that point. You're digging way deep into the darkness, but then finding a way to like laugh at it or say thank you or...
Well, I mean, Jim Carrey, think about what Liar Liar. I mean, yeah, hilarious, but at the same time, like there's something really dark about that. There's something really like, wow, where that could take you if you could absolutely not tell a lie. Like, at all.
Well, to me,
like God's honest truth, like you would just say everything.
That speaks as the lawyer has, a spin. You always hear that stuff, lawyer spin. Oh, they met. If you're being impeccable, there's a difference. So he has to not lie. He has to be honest. You can be impeccable, which means that you're still being honest. You're just doing it with yourself and everything else. You're doing it in a manner as such. I think I said it before. If what I said was translated and then 13 deviations later, it would still be a respectful statement. It would just be a weird whisper down the lane kind of a thing, but it would still be as impeccable as it was before. That would be truly being impeccable. And that's the difference. You can be honest. Being impeccable is a whole another level. So to be in the comedian thing, it's like, you really got to dig deep. You really got to be honest. You really got to do the work. So the deeper you dig, the more odd or profound.
Well, I mean, I heard it said, though, that true comedy is suffering. It's pain.
I can agree to that. I laugh at me all the time.
Ouch, man.
What else am I going to sit there and commiserate with it and let it dig me down deeper? Or am I going to dig up out of it and find a way to do it. That wasn't me that time.
Ooh, got a little on me.
That's what she said.
Anyhow.
But yeah, so you got to dig a little deep and figure that kind of stuff out. And I mean, that's the only way to do it.
It's all made up the chemistry. Gaseous element. The burn. I'm sorry.
It was the green room. You're like, bro.
All right. Anyway.
Which, I mean, cracks me up because, this is Green Room 12, which is almost like a recap of I'm Telling You 12, but like a roll into I'm Telling You 13. And, it's just...
Oh, that's good. That is good.
That's better than you, getting on the mic and, eating your chips and nuts and crackling your bags and being the little mouse.
I am the little mouse.
Yeah, I heard a little mouse last night.
The little mouse. Yep. Very large mouse.
But yeah, so I want to. So this being about to be episode 13.
Oh, I have my correction. Can I throw that in real quick?
No, you can't. It's the green room. We have to have order. I'm sorry. If you can't tell, my eyes are like way rolled and I'm being so sarcastic.
Because somebody out there is probably like
itching for it. I want to type it in the comments. Nobody
somebody
saw
out
this.
there is probably like yelling at me or something. But like I said, I think I said something about 5 pillars of hip hop, and it's actually
right.
4.
Yeah, the 4. Right. So, dude, it's size K tequila.
So it just makes perfect sense when you think about it. It was just the 4.
Well, yes, well, of course, but the tequila helps to skew, so you get like that 5th one because you're just like, yeah, the one on the end. It's like, bro, that's your own hand. You're
Well,
like,
unless you want to throw in like knowledge, you know.
I mean, maybe
knowledge.
So that would be like the 36 chamber.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, because if those of us who really know, there was 35, and homie wanted it so bad that he made his own chamber. He actually made the 36 chamber. That's why it was special. That I know only because I watched that movie over and over and over and over and over. Dude, that's like my breakfast club of like Asian kung fu. There was 36 chambers, bro. It's imprinted in my brain. Dude, I'm telling you, the knives carrying the water buckets, like do all that. Dude, I'm telling you, crossing the logs, everything, hiding in the freaking hay, just like getting. Oh, dude.
Sorry.
Oh, dude.
You got quotes running through my head now.
I'm literally watching 36 chambers in my brain right now.
Using an older style. I wonder where you'd learned it from. You know very well. It's yours too.
Can you tell us Cat likes some Wu-Tang stuff or what?
Awesome stuff, man.
Dude, Wu-Tang is forever.
No doubt.
I'm just saying. And
anyway.
Well, I grew up on like hip hop, but from like the West Coast. So, I grew up on like West Coast Crip blood gangster rap stuff. I was 9 years old the first time I saw Eazy-E. It was in Vegas, in the lobby of a hotel. This is no joke. This is like one of the dopest moments in my entire life.
I'm gonna be dope with you.
Dude, I'm gonna be so dope it's gonna hurt. I'm gonna skew a couple of the details because anonymity.
Eminem.
Yeah, seeing enemy. That's right. I got all of them. We're walking through hotel. It's me, parents, whatever. Like we're on one of our holiday things. We do it like once a year. Vegas. It's like our town. It's only a few hours away. I love this place. We're chilling on our way back to the hotel room. We're going to like eat. So we're walking through the lobby in the one spot. And we get to a place where, like, all of a sudden we kind of have to stop. We're, like, slowing down a little bit. Hella traffic. Like, there's just tons of people. Like, it's busy. I think it was, like, New Year's. So it's that time of year. Slowing down enough. I'm just cruising along in my head. A little Walkman bopping, 9-year-old kid. I probably was listening to, like, I'm pretty sure I was listening to Easy Does It. Like, dude, my first cassette was Easy Does It. This is not a joke. My first album was Run DMC, the blue vinyl, for real. Like, dude, that was, Mary, Mary, why you buck? Like, that was my first vinyl. Like, dude, this is how I grew up, right? This is what I did. Walking through the lobby, slowly starting to, because there's hella traffic, but somehow I still see out of the left side of my peripheral vision 2 dudes, one really big cat. I mean, dude, John was probably like 3-something, 350 maybe, like 6'6". Dude, big, black, dark, all Raidered out, black and silver, go Raiders, eh? And I mean, dudes just like, do not F with me attitude without even having to present it. Because you're just like looking at the dude, you're like, nah, I'm not F'ing with that cat. Next to him is this little ass dude, same shit, all decked out, but got like that big, fat, rope, gaudy gold just hanging. And it's like I had to do not even a double or a triple. And mess around, got a triple double. I had to do not even a double or triple. I had to take like 4 takes, which apparently caught his attention.
It's like the little kid on Christmas morning coming down the steps. Like you're rubbing your eyes. Like, am I really seeing this?
Oh no, dude! Like Mirage is not even an idea. Like I just entered an alternate reality. And because, again, I broke my neck, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 times, apparently it caught his interest because I straight just like looked at him, like froze dead in my steps, like Egyptian style, because I'm bopping in my head. So I'm just like doing my thing, you know, up and down, like just like rock it out, and I catch Easy. Look, dude, he's short too. He really was.
Everybody.
Yeah. And he catches me, I catch him, and we just like literally froze. For what felt like 5 minutes was probably more like 3.5 seconds, and I pretty much wanted to flip shit and just look at him, just like holy. And he recognized, and I recognized, and all he did was just pull his shades a hot little bit, gave me the head knob OG style, and was just kind of like leave it at that. And I was just like, I'm Sasuke, easy, I got you, Abe, and just kind of like strutted back along. And I'm like in my head, I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe, oh my god, like I'm about to poop myself in the lobby. I'm literally about to lose my shit over here. First time I saw Easy E, dude, that's a dope story. Oh man.
That sounds pretty cool.
Well, but that's where I grew up, because again, Vegas was only a few hours back then.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause we going back like 30 some years, bro. Like, dude, few decades. I'm getting there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Getting old, man. Yeah, man.
I'm not getting old. I'm getting older.
Yeah, whatever.
My body's getting older.
It's all relative.
Even though apparently every 7 years it's a new one.
That's right.
Yeah, I actually read this one thing where it was about an old dude. He's like, 90 something, like old. Pretty much should be like his body's worn out. He's gonna die or something, just because his body's like, I don't want to do this no more. Neither do you. Let's go. And somebody asked him, it's like, what does it feel like to be an old man? And he's like, I'm still like a 9-year-old kid inside, like, a 10-year-old kid, 12-year-old, I forget what it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm still a child inside. He's like, my body's old. Yeah, I get that, but I'm not. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, I'm truncating the crap out of it, but it was really more of just the perspective, like, you really are as young as you are, that you feel and believe. That Peter Pan thing, right? You just got to believe. I never want to grow old. You got your John out? Did you pull your John? Did you pull out your John yet?
Yeah, well, I had taken a couple notes, but I'm
he
sorry.
had to untie it first, then he could pull it out. Talking about his book, he had to take the wrap off it because it's that leather bound thing. It's got the wrap, and then he pulled the page out.
I mean, I
you
ended
guys
up,
are gross.
I ended up taking a bunch of notes down on that movie that I saw about social media. So.
And yeah, you hit me up about that earlier.
Yeah.
And I think you and I both kind of agreed, because I'm not much for TV, but now all of a sudden it's like every now and again it's like, hey, you know what? I need to have more fun, so I kind of like guilty pleasure watch a new movie, and somehow I like wind up sharing it with you and stuff. And so
I think you referenced something I still have to watch now too.
You don't have to. It's just, to understand the idea I was expressing, I use that as a reference. You can kind of just go, oh, that's what he meant. So you don't actually have to. Yeah, thanks for the validation. You don't actually have to watch it. It's just if you needed further expression or understanding, bing, there you go. But yeah, no, you had mentioned this, and I try to watch it. Wait, because of its
got a slant. I mean, I'll be upfront with it.
Really, a studio movie has its own propaganda or agenda? Oh my goodness.
But all that aside, I mean, I can't say that I really disagree with it on a lot of different.
The way it was like set up, and I understand the ideas, and I've actually kind of, I've like read a little bit about this. I'm a super nerd. I really do. I like look stuff up, and then I go into the upper bar on Google and like look for like scholastic papers. Yeah, I do that. I'm okay with it. You should be too. But yeah, so when you were like, hey, I watched maybe, and I'm like, I've tried a few times. The content and the context, like you were just saying, it's slanted. It's got its own little thing that it's doing. I have a difficult time, as I've talked about before, because the way I do is like I try to program. So I only want to watch or do or ingest something where it's like somehow or another it supports being positive and moving forward. So already knowing what it relatively was, attempting to watch several times and just being like, nah, it's just.
It's tough to watch.
Well,
As a father.
Well, that's why I think
yeah.
you saying what you just said, where there's a slant to it, it in and of itself is probably the same thing. So the material,
The Social Dilemma is the name of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we're gonna put it out there.
I mean, that's what we do.
That's what we do.
You pulled it out first.
I certainly did.
Bro. Yeah, go ahead. You.
This was something else entirely.
Well, I know we can come back to it, or we can.
But
you have,
I just wanted to mention, and I don't know. Like I hate to do that because that sounds. It's like getting on my soapbox about that stuff.
Well, this is Green Room. This is what's supposed to be for.
I kind of allowed the movie to take me down that path a little bit, and I was like, "Ooh, that's a little freaky." So I took down notes of things that were that stuck out to me that I'd heard while I was kind of listening to the movie. This is something else entirely. Where I don't know. It's just as a side note that did they really make movies as cool as they used to? Because I somehow ran into. Well, what this is like a quote from Gamork, who is from the Neverending Story, the wolf-like creature that chases the nothing. Like he works for the powers behind the nothing or something like that. I don't know, but
right. It's the actual ultimate evil.
And I realized I'm like
the opposite. I don't know if you really want to call it the opposite.
Because that was a movie we watched as kids,
that's hilarious. I
like
still
little,
watch it.
But I mean, we watched that as little kids,
Oh, absolutely.
But I don't know. It's just the things that stuck. So is it? And he says, hey, maybe you can do it in your voice, but foolish boy, foolish boy, don't you know anything about Fantasia? It's the world of human fantasy. Every part, every creature in it is a piece of the dreams and hopes of mankind. Therefore, it has no boundaries. And then he goes, but why is Fantasia dying then? In his big, And then he says, because people have begun to lose their hopes and forget their dreams, so the nothing grows stronger. And then he says, what is the nothing? And he says, it's the emptiness that's left. It's like a despair destroying this world, and I have been trying to help it. But why?
You're crushing it right now. Continue.
This is the part that I circled, though, because people who have no hopes are easy to control, and whoever has the control has the power. And then he says, who are you really? And he says, I am the servant of the power behind the nothing.
Stop. Go back.
What's that?
Do the voice. If you're gonna read the story, do the voice.
Wait, which?
You skip. He was like, and then he said, no. He didn't then say no. Do it. Do the voice.
Oh, what the? Who are you really?
Yeah, do it again. Come on. It puts the lotion under. Go ahead. It's the Green Room.
We're getting the sillies out. Is that?
I mean, we're injecting them in. Yeah. Who are you? Do it again.
Who are you really?
Nice.
I am the servant. I can't do that. Can you do that one?
You can't. You just. Oh.
I can. I'm cracking up the whole time. But
yeah, I love this. I can.
But I mean,
there's no I can't. I am having difficulty with.
Did I make movies like this anymore? This was like a family movie, like The Dark Crystal. Another good one back in the day. Labyrinth. Hello.
Did you say hello?
No, I said hello, but close enough.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, that's...
Would you like to come in for a spot of tea with the missus?
So do they make movies like this anymore? Yeah, probably. Problem is, difficult to find, probably.
Yeah, I don't know. Because, in some ways, I understand where you come from, that, you like to collect the older movies. You like to watch the older movies.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, Shogun's Assassins, 36 Chambers, A Labyrinth. All those Goonies. Yeah, that's in my top.
Like all the '80s classics and all
not even '80s, but yeah, do '60s, '70s, '80s. My top 300 to a true movie, just if it exudes through you. My top 300 is. I don't want to call it so much impressive. It kind of is, but but it shouldn't be, because everybody should be like, well, yeah, who doesn't have that? Like, it shouldn't be impressive, but to a true movie person, because everybody's like, oh, I love movies. Yeah, no, there's like. Right. There's a small percentage of us.
The little, like the old hidden gems, One Crazy Summer, and
have it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like those little.
Oh, dude, Space Camp, have it. Yeah, Real Genius,
dude, wow.
Have it.
Oh, Real Genius, yep.
Yeah, for real. PCU, of course. Like, why wouldn't you?
PCU became an overnight classic when that came out. But that was in what you
Well, it doesn't matter.
Early 2000s?
No, it was 90s.
It was 90s? Yeah, that would have been.
What is it? 94, 96, something like that. It was 90s. That might have even been 92. I don't know. No, 93, 94, 90s. But dude,
a lot of quotables in that one.
Uncle Buck, got it. Great Outdoors, got it. Yeah,
yes.
John Hughes, all over it. Yeah.
Well, anything with John Candy.
The Last Dragon and Enter the Dragon. Oh, yeah, dude. Fists of Fury, of course. It'll be like, dude.
Yeah, I had the Bruce Lee collection. I mean, yeah.
But
you got to
a true movie person, it's like, yeah, that's like my top 1,000, and I got because that's how I actually use that. I have an addiction when it comes to movies a little bit, but people give me for free. I don't pay for it. I had crap ton, and I started giving them out to everybody else. I really did, because it was just like, dude, I got to a point where, hey, I'll watch that. And so I've seen a crap ton. Like, I'm a movie cat. I get that. But having that kind of a collection, it's like, most are going to be, why wouldn't you have that? There's a very small, there's not a huge collection of us that are just like, why wouldn't that be part of
Bill. I got that one.
1 and 2. Got
yeah,
them.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, dude. I do. Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels. Yep. Snatch. Yep.
I like the oddities.
Revolver. Oh, some don't know about that. That's another good Guy Ritchie. Got it. Yeah, dude.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I'm as familiar with that one.
That is a very Ray Liotta, Jason Statham,
okay.
Joey Diaz, Andre 3000, hella other cats. I mean, those are just some of the tops, but.
That's good.
Dude, Guy Ritchie.
Brown Guys, that is good, man. Anyway, Liquid Swords.
Guy Ritchie is dope. I got all this good stuff. Absolutely, because it's pretty much everything.
I'm trying to think some of the oddities. Well,
Night of the Living Dead. Yes. The original. Yes.
Well, like the old Sword in the Stone. You remember the Sword in the Stone?
Excalibur.
It was called The Sword in the Stone.
Yeah. That was the cartoon version.
Yeah, the cartoon version.
Yeah. The Last Unicorn. Have it.
Yep. What's the one with the rabbits that kill each other?
The rabbits that kill
Watership Down. Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, that's brutal. Watership Down.
I've never even heard of that.
It's based on a book.
I read intellectual only.
Well, no, but it was a cartoon movie, and I think at some point it was made into a series too. It's really dark.
See, when
man.
You were saying,
it's like
you were
bunnies,
saying that,
but dark.
When you were saying that, I was thinking like A Nim's Tale. That was the vision I got.
Oh, what was the?
That one was me.
Oh, by the way, cheers.
Oh. Salud.
Cheers.
Slancha. Oh. I mean, this is the green room. And, back here, what happens in the green room stays in the green room unless we actually record it. Then it's been recorded, but doesn't mean it leaves the green room.
Oh. You ever Rock and Rule? Never heard of that one? Yeah, that's an oddity. I have that. It's wild. You'd have to see it to say. It's just, if anybody out there has seen Rock and Roll.
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, there's like Iggy Pop music in it, and there's like...
Wait.
It's like old...
USA at Night.
Like, there's all kinds of like crazy drug references in it, and
Pretty sure I saw that on USA at Night.
you may have
Yeah, because dude, that's when you got like Toxic Avenger and all that good stuff.
like weird stuff comes on at night. Yeah,
all the good stuff was on after midnight on USA and up all night. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
but this was like it was like a really evil cat that was trying to use music to release some evil spirit from the bowels of the earth. Oh, it was like, I mean, typical. I don't even know what it's typical of, but it's just like typical bad guy, I guess, thing. But it was you know, the small band, like garage band style, like heroes.
I feel like you're just you're
Mock.
telling me about what was it, Jim and the All Stars or something, or like Josie and the Pussycats, or like this is like one of these episodes. I think you're expressing the wrong stuff here.
Wait, hold on. Where's?
I don't know. You gotta like fact checker. Can we?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to be my own. What the?
Leave. Oh no! In the comments, leave your resume, unless you already see one in there, or it says, "Hey, don't leave." We at this point we probably put back up that says, you know, "Hey, we're all good. We got a fact checker. Maybe we're, you know, open on it, but we're gonna pay you too. Might be food and drink, but
Let me see.
and privileged knowledge. We might high five you on occasion."
Here, I'll do even better. I'll see if I can find you a snippet.
Oh, I hate your snippets. They're usually annoying because it's like dial up.
Dude,
that
what?
one
No.
was horrible. I hated that one. There was another one. I'm gonna have to go back and do. I'm gonna check that, dude. There's a few where you're like, oh, let me just do. Your snippets suck. Your long-winded speeches, I'll back that every time.
Just because you know you're.
Oh God, yeah, no, I watched this. Turn it off, please. I don't need to. Why you bringing up old shit? Dude, white dude.
Awesome.
No, that's heavy metal on a really bad
It is.
acid trip.
It is.
That nobody wants to go on. That's been censored.
Anyhow.
Yeah, that was. Why'd you bring up old shit, dude? Like for real, you just reminded me. We're not friends right now.
Really? The Last Unicorn? Really? You're gonna pull that on me?
The fucking Last Unicorn is dope, dude. Alan Hall's
All
on
right.
that.
Well, so is rock and roll, bitch. Yo, you recognize? You be like that, man. What's up?
There he is. You get a little liquid swords and you get all antsy in the pants.
Yeah, I got some beer muscles over here.
Yeah, you got liquid courage, all right. I feel it. Plus, you got a pencil poking out at me.
Yeah.
Plus, you're like
that's right.
untying stuff and pulling things out.
Dude,
Just saying.
it's leather bound. Anyway,
It's a good thing we're in the green room.
so he says.
Well, I mean, what room would we be in if not?
Well,
What?
we're in the beautiful Blanky room right now.
We're in the Tree of Trust.
We are in the Tree of Trust. We're always in the Tree of Trust.
You built your own fort at my house.
Is that okay?
Well, of course.
I helped you dad it up tonight. Is that all right?
No, you did dad it up. You didn't help. You did it.
Well, you had to.
I had to help dad it up. You dadded it up. I was dad adjacent.
Well,
and then
you
brought
had
it
to
in.
build in the third wall, and obviously we don't need a fourth wall because
We break it all the time. Yeah, we really do enjoy doing this.
That
You
was
can't tell.
terrible. I'm so sorry.
That was dope. That was some great. These are the jokes that we used to have all the time. And it's like, we should really write that down. It's like, dude, we're not going to write that down. We should just record this. Why would we record this? Because this shit is funny, dude. These are the conversations from 2.5, almost 3 years ago at this point. Yeah. This is
Oh,
the whole
and
the whole reason why we did this.
And the references go back. I mean, the references go back 20+ years. So
30.
Yeah, well, up to and including. Yeah.
But not limited to.
Anyhow. Oh, yeah, I don't have a copy of that, but eventually we have to read, especially now that we've kind of, to do a reading of the new. Did we read the new copy?
We can, in the descriptions, literally just, here's a link. Find it.
That's right, you were saying something about that.
Yeah, it might be in the now that we don't have it, but at the point that you're actually
By the
listening
time
to
you're
this,
listening,
we might. I don't know. We're working on stuff. We really are. Again, we're doing more tech stuff. I'm working. We're attempting to pay for services of putting up with RS because we're horrible people, as you can tell. But fact checker, resume in the comments, like not a joke. Dude, look us up on Facebook. Send us a message. Whatever. Put it out there, please.
So, I mean, other than I didn't really want to jump into that stuff. Oh, wait. That was the thing. Sorry, off mic. That was the thing that I wanted to, oh, this is already, yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, got my folder. Dude, he's over here laughing at me, dude.
Dude, no.
I'm trying to be prepared.
I'm trying not to pee myself right now.
Well, you do that, because that would really...
Yeah, no, there's some people that at some point will actually be able to hear this story in its actual full content. But currently, the way it is, as such,
so
we are limited to, but not up to or including knowledge that is wherein, if you did ask, I didn't know if would tell you, sir.
He's got disclaimeria. What's going on? I don't...
That's dope. Disclaimeria. That's like diarrhea of the mouth when you're trying to do a disclaimer.
Like, yeah, what the heck was that?
Oh, I love it. Disclaimeria. Yeah. Somebody trademarked that for us. Thanks.
Well, it's recorded, so...
Posterity. Oh, what do you got? Chakra stuff? Oh, your tuning forks.
Oh, no, I didn't even get to that yet. I was looking up. I had made reference to the whole thing that somewhere I had seen where if you count up the petals of your...
Right, the different chakras, the numbers that it went up to, and then you got to 1,000, so it was 144,000.
So the crown chakra is considered to be 1,000. And that is the multiplier that everything else is going through, because if you think about it, when you link to your spiritual... Basically, your crown chakra links you to the heavens, right? So...
I would say it finishes the connection.
That's why it becomes a multiplier. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you're multiplying that number times the rest, and that's where you get your 144,000. But it's
you know what I just got in my head?
What's that?
Altered Beast. Power up, power up. Yeah,
it's a terrible game.
Terribly awesome.
No, it was really awesome and very addictive for like...
Dude, you turned into a werewolf.
3 months. Yeah, I just...
2.5. 2 3/4.
Dude, it wasn't even out that way. I mean, it was offered with the system as an intro.
I know, it was Duck Hunt. It was the Duck Hunt.
You're gonna do the Nintendo reference? But yeah, so anyway... Basically, what I was trying to do is draw this connection last time between the biblical reference of 144,000 chosen and the fact that anybody who could achieve this. And I'm pointing to something that you can't see on the mic, but I'm trying to express this to you, that anybody who can achieve basically, all right, guy. Anybody who can achieve this type of connection spiritually would be the chosen.
So,
because that's referencing you becoming the one.
He's showing me documentation. There's a picture on it that shows the relative form of an individual, so that head to toe, or basically...
Yeah, like in the lotus position, yeah.
Base to head shows the correlation of this is how they go up. So positive of as it increases, you get a amplification, so much so when you get to the top or the crown chakra, you get a amplification so large, it's a multiplication of 1,000, as you say. The blossom or flower that represents that chakra is also 144 petals. So the 144 times the 1,000 is how he's getting that number. And this is a statement. So it's a scholastic journal of sorts. So it's a paper expressing, and there was pictures for reference to show all this. And that's what you referenced. Here, look at this.
Just like really funny because it just, and I didn't vet this as usual because why would I?
So what you're saying is you pulled information off the internet.
Yeah.
You just started reading it verbatim as if it was the gospel, and you're just like, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, pretty much.
I love the audacity that you're.
Well,
right?
I mean, it's well written and it makes perfect sense. And I was like, you know what? I really like that. That's exactly what I was trying to say. I mean, I'm not telling you. You don't have to make any life decisions on this. I'm just saying I thought it was really interesting.
The thing I have in my head right now, the image is he's a French model. Bonjour. Dude, is this written by Philip Morris over here? Like, the thing I will say this though, positive.
Yes.
You said it yourself. It said something that I felt, but didn't really, So it's like, the way it was expressed, the words that I got to read, it was like, that I know what that means. So that's pretty dope, and I like it from that. So yeah, does it have to be vested? No, because it helps you express yourself better. So that's dope. I'm just picking on you because
counting up from the root chakra, right, all the way up, you have 7, right?
7 main.
The 7. Well, the
your base.
This draws into the whole the Book of Revelations, heavily coded esoteric and exoteric and esoteric meaning. The seal on the forehead is the pineal gland.
Pineal.
Pineal.
So
The mystery religions of both the Egyptians and the Hindus, but known by the other cultures around the world. Even the Vatican is aware of the mysterious gland. Don't let them fool you. And you obviously can't see this. I could probably put it on the page, but this is like in basically the courtyard right outside the main Vatican building. There's a fountainhead that looks exactly like a pine cone, and it's enormous. And
that's what she said. It's not. Is that not what she said to you? I'm sorry.
It's got a
Correct.
peacock on either side of it too. A peacock.
Yeah, I'm sorry for that. That was absurd.
There's a peacock on either side.
You got pine cones and peacocks. And that's what she said. And
so anyway, 7 chakras. Counting up from the root chakra, you have 4 petals. Then you go up 6 petals, 10 petals, 12 petals. As you're going up, 16 petals, 96. And that's where if you add all those up of the first 6, that you get 144. And then the crown chakra is 1,000, and that's where you get your multiplier.
So from like blossom to blossom, there's a like amplification with the addition of. So it doesn't so much like double, triple, whatever. It's as the petals go up, they add up too. So it's a numerical.
Yeah, it's like an accumulated. Yeah.
So it's almost like it starts at 12.
Like you said, power up.
Right, so it's like starts at 12 and then goes 12 layers, so that gives you that 144. It's not what it is. I'm just, it's a quick number reference. So the fact that you go from like 12 to 24 to 48 to, so you just kind of like, it just keeps adding itself up.
Yeah, there seems to be a very like geometric type here. I mean, take a look at it.
No, you.
Oh, okay.
What does it start? What's the number that it starts at? Then it gets the 144.
Oh, the lowest is 4.
So it starts at 4 and then goes to 144.
4 is your root chakra, and then up from that is 6, and then you get 10 above that on your 3rd, then 12 on your 4th, and then 16 on your 5th, and then 96 on your 6th. And if you add all those 6 up, that's where you get 144. And then your crown chakra, because that's your link to heaven, that's why it's a multiplier. And then
which chakra is the one where it goes from 16 to 96?
The 6th.
So when you go from your throat to your pineal, you go from 16 to 96. So instead,
dude.
So if I may, so what this
it's the spiritual center of your body, man. I mean,
so what this thing is basically trying to say is like when I don't have to speak for you to hear me, is when you like power up pretty dope like. That's what it sounds like to me. You know what I mean? I think that right there, I think this paper is written by like OG University right here.
But it's funny because even if you're one of those people that's like, I don't really believe in all that hooey and all that. It's like there is science to some extent can't nullify the fact that these things exist and that there's a connection to your parasympathetic nervous system and all this other stuff, and there's a strong connection. I mean, science every day is discovering that much more and more. There's a strong connection between your mental health and your physical health.
There is definitely way more empirical data that supports that idea.
I'm gonna have a drink.
Te amo, hermano. Oy. Yeah, man, good stuff.
Yeah, I actually printed out, so I'm making here if you want to talk over the mic while I'm looking through this stuff. But I'm just looking through some printouts that I printed up.
So you came half prepared, is what I just heard. You brought notes too, but you don't even, you're not ready to just. I'm kind of sad right now. This is why we need a fact checker, bro.
Well, yeah.
Please help us. This man needs it so bad.
Are you? I mean, what? All right, you know what? I'm gonna put this stuff down.
I didn't say you had to put it down. I'm just saying we need help. We need help. This is what. How am I putting you down by saying we need help?
But yeah, pineal gland is a small endocrine gland in the brain. It produces melatonin, a serotonin-derived hormone that affects the modulation of sleep patterns in both seasonal and circadian rhythms. Its shape resembles a tiny pine cone, hence its name, and it is located in the epithalamus near the center of the brain. The pineal gland has a role in mediating circadian rhythms of the body through the production of the hormone melatonin from its precursor amino acid tryptophan. Yeah, okay. The pineal gland is most active in early morning hours, hence meditation is often undergone at this time. The pineal gland is the only singular organ in the brain and is located near the upper end of the spinal cord, which ends or terminates in the oldest anatomical region of the brain. Wow. Be activated. So it's spiritual, energetic, esoteric studies, consciousness travel into other dimensions. Oh, and then I took a note on here because it said something about in Tibetan Buddhism, it is the source of the white drop that descends to the heart center where it mixes with the ascending red drop to attain the enlightened body and mind. All this activity is seen as they say cosmic sex act in the head. Well, no, this is old. Yeah,
is that verbal intercourse?
This is seriously old stuff. Like a lot of older religions and Gnosticism and all kinds of religions have actually mentioned this. But if
I may, again, this is not vested material.
This? I don't know where this came from.
So the answer is yes, this is not vested material. I'm not discrediting you. I'm just making sure that the source of what you're expressing, so that if we're incorrect, fact checker, solidification, just say. Go ahead. I mean, dude, I love the fact you're going to make a point. I'm just, for posterity, bro. We got to do that.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Yeah, sure.
But
did you say yes, sure, or yes, sir? Yeah, sure. I mean, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Dude, so wait, so you did or you did say so?
I'm just gonna go ahead and put this stuff over here.
So are you or are you not fine? Yeah, sure, sir. Sir, yes, sir, sir. Sir, yes, sure, sure. Yes, sir.
I need a drink.
I think you need more than a drink.
Anywho. So. Oh, what was that? What?
I was just in my office and I heard a ruckus.
That.
Could you describe the ruckus? You watch it. You watch that tone.
All right, there, guy.
Oh.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Yes.
No, I did not vet all this information, but it's I was looking up basically stuff that I had already heard prior. To some extent. I mean, I had to take a small Ayurvedic class when I was learning about massage therapy, and had to study polarity and all these other things. And although science hasn't entirely caught up in every aspect, there are some empirical evidence to support these things, yes. But is that vetted information? No. But I was looking up stuff that I had already kind of looked into prior, so I wasn't really looking for a specific source code or, something that was
Well, that's
very specific to that thing about the counting the petals, because really I thought that was an interesting correlation.
And that's why I said, regardless of the fact that it was vetted, I enjoy the fact that it was an expression of how you're like, oh, you know what? I kind of, so
yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you needed a drink. Now you needed a burp prepare to get that out.
That's right.
So I had said, I was like, that. I think that's a good thing that it was like your expression of, and that's the way it was. So it's like, I didn't tell you to stop reading. I was just, bro, posterity.
There's a feeling of chop busting. I don't know. It's just.
That's your perception, though.
Yeah, you're gonna okay.
I never told you to stop reading. I was, just like, go. Yeah, I asked you to continue.
All right.
Yeah, dude, we can go back and look at that.
I don't know how much more. Okay, well, that's pretty much.
Well, because no, you were making a point because you were talking about how it crosses over. Because I was interested because I made the statement of 16 to 96. It's like, oh wait, you mean from when you start using your throat to you just start like projecting with your mind? So it's like I don't have to speak for you to hear me. I was like, that sounds like an OG move. I was like, yo, is this written by OG University? So yeah, dude, make your point, bro.
I mean, like the cells that are in the pineal gland are very similar to the cells that are in your optic nerve. I mean, they function the same way, even though they're like embedded inside the center of your brain.
I don't know this. I mean, if that's the expression you're making,
it's literally an eye.
Oh, you mean the way it
like the
ingests information, kind of a thing?
This says piezoelectric microcrystals. Like you're basically it's an eyeball. I mean, you're able to somehow, if you can open that. I mean, maybe you could drive without actually using your eyes. Who knows? Maybe you could experience the world in a whole different way. With that open. But the correlation for me is just I can't really word it without actually reading it verbatim here, because this particular paper, somebody actually went through the trouble of collecting all the biblical references, saying, "Hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till they have sealed the servants of God in their foreheads," and all that. Like, they go through a whole bunch of those, and then. These 144,000 are seen in the verse above with the Lamb, who many believe is Jesus. They are the only ones who can hear and understand God's songs, and it says that their words are without fault. But there are some that believe that these 144,000 will be the priest kings that help bring in a new age. I believe that both, and this is from the person that wrote this, I believe that both Revelation 7 and 14 are heavily coded, and what people think they mean are very different from their actual meaning. As with most things, there is an exoteric and an esoteric meaning. And that's why I said the seal on the forehead is the mysterious pineal gland that the mystics used to communicate with unseen forces. Pineal gland was a mysterious gland, part of the mysterious religions of both the Egyptians and the Hindus, but also known by the elect among other cultures around the world, even in the Vatican.
I'm going to stop you.
Okay, what?
I'm going to stop you for one reason.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're getting to a point where we're talking like way too deep speak. I think what we need to do, take a break.
That's perfect, man.
We're gonna vet some of this info, and we're gonna have a serious conversation about this, because I really enjoy the excitement that I'm getting from you, one. But two,
and just reading from this.
but two, the fact is I've done some of my own research into this. Is why
this or
so while you were like, oh my gosh, he's picking on me and I shouldn't be doing like no, dude, I was merely attempting to get you to just be like, come on, go ahead. Like I'm giving context, posterity, plus
are you just trying to pull it out of me? Okay.
Well, one for the show. It's like, yo, proof. We really do need a fact checker so we can have some. Just be like, yeah, dude, homie looked it up. It's a bing, and it just there's the info, and we can all be like, yeah, this is like he vetted 3 different sources, so we can be impeccable. So one, it's to make us better, sharpen our own stone. But yeah, 2, I was like, dude, bro, let me give it up. Like I'm feeling it, but just so that we're aware, it's like, okay, so you didn't.
So which all of it, or I mean, just the thing about the third eye, or
the whole aspect of how it was. However, that's why I'm like, we need to come back and talk about this, because here's the deal: is yeah, I've done my own research in this because I have psychology background. Spoke of like got some pieces of papers. I'm knowledge. Woo! It's dude. Anybody can do it. You really can. You just got to take the time, read the books, think about it.
So we got something to come back. I guess we gotta look some stuff up.
Yeah, because we're getting like all serious and stuff. Like at least you are, and I'm like, yo, I think this is a deep.
Well, I don't know. I'm feeding off of your energy now because I had already been excited about this years ago.
Well, because as I think you said, pretty much like most episodes, we kind of keep coming back around again to like consciousness. That seems to be like that thing that we keep like hovering on almost, or at least touching back to enough that it's.
Well, I mean, spirituality is a big part. I mean, for me, making that connection, because for me that never really ends. Like I don't go to church, but like I'm kind of always thinking.
Wherever you are encountering your God is church, because church is a conduit.
The temple, right? As I'm pointing to my head.
That. Hey, Sasuke, what's up? You earned it, bro.
Hey, Mato.
Yeah, we're gonna take a break. We're gonna come back.
All right, word.
By Neil.
So yeah, Green Room 12.
Penelope. That's a beautiful name. Sorry, I had to do that in the comments.
And coming up next, you'll just be able to reach right over and
push the button
for episode
13. 1-3. The 1/3 in the house. I don't even know. That's probably a thing. I don't know. I probably just insulted some people. Great. I just upset Canada. Damn it. I did it again.